Hey everybody, welcome to Play, Rank, Share, the show where I play the marquee PlayStation 5 titles, create an ever-evolving ranking of the best PlayStation 5 games, and share my opinions with you. My name is Tyrus, and this episode is focused on Riders Republic. Riders Republic is a true open-world sandbox game that has you in extreme sport paradise. This story-like game has your avatar arriving at the Republic, a community meant for the appreciation of extreme sports such as downhill skiing, BMX trick riding, and rocket suits. The game begins with a long tutorial that takes between 90 minutes to 2 hours to complete, setting you up on your journey to become the best competitor, but after that your player is thrust into the Republic, giving you free reign to go about the large world in any way you please. Riders Republic offers a wide array of single-player and multiplayer challenges that is sure to leave any thrill-seeker satisfied with their experience. One thing I enjoyed about playing this game is that I had the freedom to complete any event I wanted to. Completing events increases your prestige slightly, but every event has 3 challenges that add a new layer of complexity or difficulty to the event. This gives the player many different options to level up their rider and move towards bigger events. Single-player events are played against ghost data of other players, and I was a little disappointed that I couldn't do these events against other players in real time. But with hundreds of different events in the game, I understand why that choice was made. There are 5 different career tracks within Riders Republic, including bike race, snow race, bike trick, snow trick, and air. Having the ability to pick any event they want lets the player focus on only the types of things they enjoy playing the most. My favorite part was the snow tricks event. Moving the skis felt so smooth to me and was how I mainly traversed the world. I would frequently start every play session of Riders Republic not accomplishing anything, just meandering around down a mountain or through a trick part on my skis because I found the gameplay so enjoyable. It was also very satisfying landing tricks in these snow events, as there's more mobility on skis than the bike and can let you land more daring tricks on the course. That's not to say I didn't enjoy the bike controls. I still have completed a fair amount of those missions, but the feel of the bike pales in comparison to that of the skis. I also didn't enjoy the air controls that much at all, which have both the rocket suit and wingsuit events. I found the wingsuit events to be especially dreadful. I couldn't get the hang of it at all and was constantly crashing. I have a tendency to not like air-based controls in general within video games, and Riders Republic is no exception. The controls of the suits didn't feel tight enough for me and were more floaty than I liked. The player is also understandably very fragile, as you wipe out whenever making contact with any other object. With the gameplay mechanics in Riders Republic, the developer does successfully create 5 different career paths that feel okay at worst and something special at best. When landing tricks on both skis and bikes in Riders Republic, it reminded me of playing Skate as a kid. I would keep trying to land some insane trick like a quadruple backflip in Republic, because in the back of my mind I knew I could do it and I just had to keep going until I got that timing perfect. In Riders Republic, luckily you can easily backtrack with just a press of the R1 button, letting you try to jump over and over and over again until you land that trick you want to achieve. These tricks also have what I feel like is a hilarious Wipeout screen, where some ragdoll physics are applied to your avatar while they crash and sometimes even yell out as you're falling.
If you really want to challenge yourself, take on one of the most gnarly wingsuit lines ever at this stunt challenge. It's hairier than my chest, trust me.
Some of my favorite experiences in Riders Republic did come through the unique online offerings. The standout feature for me was the mass race mode. This 64-person online race acted as a super Grand Prix. You raced 3 races in total, but each one contained different sections, switching you between the bike, ski, and air modes of racing. These mass races are very hectic, and it's fun to try to muscle your way up to the top of the pack. Mass races are also scarce, which is interesting, and they're only available to compete in once an hour. Because of the scarcity of this event, I would always drop what I was doing in the game in favor of participating in a mass race. However, the course list for this mode is very short, and I found the same maps keep appearing while I compete. The game also has trick battles where you have 2 teams facing off against each other to get as many points as possible in 5 minutes. The ski parts you compete in are very intricate, with many different jumps and rails to interact with. I like the team-based aspect of this mode, so even if you aren't the greatest at landing tricks, you still have a high-stakes environment to get better while also helping your team. There is also an online race mode that does have you compete against other players in individual races, but that mode doesn't seem to be too popular, as it often took me several minutes to get a game going. The map of Riders Republic is clearly inspired by some of the most beautiful national parks in America, including Yosemite Valley, Mammoth Mountain, and Zion National Park. They use these parks as a great backdrop to the world within the game. When you explore the world, there is constantly ghost data from other players around you, making the game feel populated and achieving the party-like atmosphere the game is going for. I was constantly amazed at how good the game looked, and I was also intrigued to explore the map after seeing something that seemed interesting far off thanks to the great draw distances of the PS5. I enjoyed being able to land as many trips as possible in a ski park and only be a short ride away from a desert or a canyon. This variety in the world helps the longevity of the game, while the previous game from this studio, Steep, only had a ski mountain setting. Despite its unique setting and gameplay style in comparison to other games from the video game behemoth, Riders Republic is still clearly a Ubisoft game. It features a wide, expansive open map just like Assassin's Creed or Watch Dogs. As I began to level up my character and see more of the world that Ubisoft created, I quickly became overwhelmed by the amount of objectives and challenges that the game throws at you. It seemed that for every challenge I completed, 2 more immediately were unlocked afterwards. This made progression in the game feel a little daunting. I enjoyed the gameplay and the various types of challenges you can do, but the open world and constant stream of new types of missions to complete wasn't satisfying to me. I also struggled at times with getting to enjoy certain parts of the map when I wasn't completing missions. I once found a ski park that I loved doing tricks in, but upon my next play session I couldn't find this park, and the limited amount of fast travel points didn't make it any easier for me to get back there. I wish the map was streamlined a bit so I could pick missions and free play areas from a menu rather than picking the spots out on the map, as it just gets too complicated. This game launches at an interesting time for publisher Ubisoft. The publisher has been criticized for their games all being similar in open world design, and also has had serious allegations placed against leadership in the past several years, which are free to look up online. Riders Republic feels like it's from the same mold as other Ubisoft properties. The map is filled to the brim with different challenges to burn through and is light on overall story, rather providing a sandbox-like experience for the player. So far, Riders Republic is my favorite Ubisoft game released on the PS5, but that doesn't mean it's still not plagued by similar issues in its open world design. The experience can feel repetitive if you play for too long at once, and the lack of story in the game can make the game feel a little meandering at times. However, the gameplay hook in Riders Republic is very fun, especially if you find a line of challenges and events that speak to you like I did with the snow tricks. Riders Republic creates a world that feels good to explore and offers enough variety in types of events that you always feel like you're playing something fresh. Overall, Riders Republic is a great game, and I give it a score of 8 out of 10. When it comes to ranking Riders Republic, I think it belongs in the upper echelon of the rankings. This ranking was hard for me to determine, as there are not many multiplayer-centric games on the list. I know Riders Republic is my favorite Ubisoft game of this generation, meaning it has to go above previous title holder Immortals Fenyx Rising. Overall, I decided to rank Riders Republic at number 8 on my list of best PlayStation 5 games. The overall driver of this spot is that when I craft my Game of the Year list in December, I think Riders Republic deserves at least an honorable mention, if not a spot on the list. Looking at the current ranking, I think number 8 overall solidifies Riders Republic in that Game of the Year contention for me. This also puts the game above Life is Strange: True Colors and Hitman 3, 2 games I previously said might be Game of the Year contenders for me, but as I've played more games throughout the year, I'm no longer confident in those opinions. Thank you for watching this episode of Play, Rank, Share. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified when future episodes are released. We got many future episodes of Play, Rank, Share in the pipeline, as I have a backlog of reviews, and this includes Guardians of the Galaxy, Resident Evil Village, and the upcoming Battlefield 2042. What are your thoughts on Riders Republic? Let me know in the comments below, and until next time, don't stop sharing.